Hey guys, how y'all doing today? My name is Franchise Fanatic, and welcome back to the channel. And today for you guys is another weird Ubisoft video. I make a few of these a year, and looks like we got another one of those 4K 60 FPS patches, because one of my favorite video games of all time, Ghost Recon Wildlands, actually got a 4K 60 FPS patch, which, I mean, I gotta be honest, I didn't see it coming, but I also did. A really freaking long mile away, like looking through a sniper scope, because Ubisoft, for some weird reason, they are absolutely terrible at keeping secrets. And obviously this leaked on some rando dude's TV. If you were following this, right, some I don't know, some dude, and some dude's TV, and of course, the Reddit post, and it went crazy viral, and it was just like it was a picture of this, dudes or girl, whatever, TV, and it said, all the new DLC stuff, and, at the very upper right-hand corner of the screen, it said 4K 60 FPS, and the Last Rites mission, and I was like, oh, cool, that'd be freaking great, you know what I mean, because I love this game, and I remember getting it back in 2017, and just, I think I have like 150 hours in it on Xbox, and I just ran around like an idiot, just like shooting shit, you know what I mean? I was just killing bad guys, and I did like maybe 2 or 3 missions, and then after that I just called it a day, and I didn't really, touch the story or really any of the missions. I would just get sidetracked and just explore, run around, kill bad guys, and that kind of just kept me satisfied. But once I got a Series X and then eventually a PS5, I kind of understood that, these games, not just, I'm not too big on the 4K, I mean, it looks good, but I don't really care at the end of the day. 60 frames per second, though, that's a big deal, right? So playing these games that were 30 FPS, and don't tell me you can't effing tell the difference. If you're playing a video game, I promise you, you can tell the difference between 30 and 60. And it's not that huge, right? But there are certain things that gamers, right, pick up on, and 99% of my games that I had on Xbox One and all that were 30 FPS, including Wildlands, and it was great, it was fun, but once I got that Series X and that PS5 and I started playing games at a higher frame rate, I kind of saw it, I was like, oh shoot, like, this is better, you know what I mean? This is better than what I played, obviously, right? More frames is more smoothness, and kind of, Ubisoft making these games pretty stable 30 back in the day, right? But obviously, with these new patches and these new consoles, we're getting these kind of for free, which is really cool. 4K 60 FPS patches, which is cool, right? We got it for Assassin's Creed Odyssey, Origins, Syndicate, Unity, some of the Far Cry games. I'm still waiting on Watch Dogs 2, by the way, Ubisoft. Come on, what are you doing? Freaking, what are you doing? But Wildlands was always one of my favorite Ubisoft games, right? Like, the open world of Bolivia is incredible, okay? Look, the story isn't that great, okay? You play as this dude called Nomad, a.k.a. Chase McCain from Lego City Undercover, and he kills Narcos and Unidads and Sicarios and all the Bolivian gang members, right? Now, this is obviously based on Tom Clancy, who was, of course, an author, and I guess a lot of people were, shockingly, right, big news here, a lot of people were kind of booty hurt about this game, because they're like, oh, well, they're this isn't like Assassin's Creed, where you're in frickin' Asgard, you know what I mean, or some fictionalized version of Chicago where it's pretty normal, right? Yeah, there's crime and shit, but it's pretty normal, right? And then you go to Bolivia and Wildlands, and it's like the whole freaking country is full of crackheads, you know what I mean? Everyone's running around talking about coke and coca and all this, and it's like, it's crazy, right? So, like, people were kind of, obviously upset, right? Oh, I live in Bolivia, or Bolivia really isn't a coked out, you know what I mean, drug den, right? So, obviously, basing this on a Tom Clancy novel, I'm assuming, or at least his work. Yeah, obviously, there was probably coke in that place, I don't know, but, I mean, it's not like a coke epidemic right now, where it's like, oh my god, there's drugs everywhere, you know what I mean? So, obviously, that's, the point of the game, is that you're taking out El Sueño and all the crack guys, you know what I mean? So, it's kind of a loose story, it's kind of like a Call of Duty mission, it's like, oh, go to this state, or go to this location, interrogate this guy, or kill this guy, or interrogate and kill this guy, or extract, interrogate, and kill this guy. So, it's all kind of basic, right? So, if you're looking for, like, a groundbreaking narrative, this ain't it. But this is, to this day, right, even before this patch, this game was one of the best Ubisoft games they ever made, right? I mean, the graphics alone were incredible. I played this on my Xbox One and then my Series X, before the patch. Now I'm playing it on PS5 via the PS4 disc, and it's beautiful. Like, it's just 10 times better, right? I mean, it's the same game, right? But now they have that last rites mission. They brought back the Predator thing, but now it's 4K, so it looks a heck of a lot better. And it's, again, that 60 FPS, which it's much smoother when you pan the camera or when you're in firefights. Now, look, I'm not going to sit here and tell you it's a perfect update. This is not a native Series X or a native PS5 current-gen version. This is simply an update to the pre-existing game from 2017, right? So if you update this on your Series X, you're not going to see the little XS logo. It's just going to be the same game. So some people are kind of mad about that. I really don't effing care, because at the end of the day, when you're playing it, it's a lot better, right? The game looks better, the shadows, the textures, everything, right? The graphics, it really, really shines when it's like raining or daytime or nighttime, whatever. It looks really, really clean. The 60 FPS is also much, much appreciated, right? Coming from a guy that played the game at 30 for pretty much 10 years, I kind of put the game away for a little while just because I couldn't take the 30 anymore after playing 60 for so long. It sounds like you're, some greedy little, rich baby kid, but like, yeah, when you play 60 FPS for a very long time, you kind of get used to it, right? Your eyes adjust, and then going back to 30, it's like, oh, I mean, it's not, even if it's a smooth 30, it's still kind of weird on the eyes, right? So obviously it's not perfect, right? I mean, I've been playing this I started the PS4 version, like, a brand new save since that patch dropped, and I'd say I'm like 42 hours in, maybe. I mean, it's not like I play it constantly, but in my free time I do like to play that for a while, and now I'm actually beating the game and doing the missions and all that and getting all the collectibles and whatnot. So that's fun, but like I said, it's not perfect. There's a few moments where you're in a massive town, and, I'm one of those gamer dudes. Fuck, I hate that, but I hate that term. But whatever, right? I'm one of those gamers that when I play an open world game, right, I like to kind of exist in that world and, like, just be in it, right? So I pan the camera, I walk, I enjoy the view, I take it all in, right? I take in the atmosphere. And sometimes, yeah, when you're in a town, it kind of stutters a bit. It's not that bad, but it is noticeable, right? When you're fighting the Unidad in a big freaking town, or even in the middle of, cokehead nowhere, right? Crackhead nowhere. There is a little bit of a stutter or a lag, right? Because there's so many explosions and stuff just happening. And again, it's not that big of a deal, because I remember playing it on my original Xbox One, and that was like 720p 30 FPS, and it was a freaking nightmare, right? It was fun, and it didn't bother me back then, because that's all I knew, right? But then on Series X, it was pretty much a locked 30 at, I don't know what it was, 1080p or 1440p or something. And now that, I'm on PS5 with 4K 60, I mean, yeah, but people got to understand, too, this is an update to a game, right, from 10 years ago, and it's an old engine. It's easily one of the biggest, if not the biggest, Ubisoft map they've ever created, with tons of enemies, tons of collectibles, tons of missions, tons of assets, the NPCs, all the customization. There's a lot to this game, right? And that's not an excuse, it's a reason, right? It's a big freaking game. And to kind of push that old, outdated engine to 4K 60 FPS, that is a lot of power that this game engine has to kind of draw upon, right? Now, obviously, our consoles can handle it, but this is not a native version, right? This is the old code, the old game, kind of reworked into these, modern consoles. And for the most part, it really holds up. Right? I mean, obviously, Ubisoft Anvil engine with, like, Shadows, not perfect, but Shadows was a really good example. Black Flag Resynced is my personal game of the year so far. It's just an excellent, excellent game. The original Black Flag was also amazing, but this one is just, that engine just makes everything 100 times better. So, yeah, this is not the Anvil engine, right? This is not Unreal Engine 5 when it's actually effing working, right? Like, this is an older, outdated model of an engine. So the fact that it can still hit 4K and hit 60 FPS in such a massive open world with all this stuff going on, I mean, people kind of undermine open world games, right? Like, a lot of open world games, they used to run like trash just because the games were so massive, and now our consoles can kind of handle it, right? And I know PCs always could if you didn't have a junky rig, but still, this is a big deal, right? It's a massive, massive deal. This is one of the best Ubisoft games ever made, and the fact that it's running at 4K 60, I mean, it's just made it 10 times better. So hopefully we can get Watch Dogs 1, especially Watch Dogs 2. Legion was fun, but Legion kind of ran like Dookie no matter what. So, I mean, there's really not going to be a next-gen port, I guess, of that because it launched on PS5. But, you know, Ubisoft is a company that gets a lot of poop. I never really understood that. I mean, I never, like, dug into the politics of Ubisoft. I just kind of played their games and was like, oh, that's good. And then I moved on with my life, right? Like Rayman Raving Rabbids. I've played every single Assassin's Creed for the most part, right? I still got to do Brotherhood and Revelations, but I love all the EC games. Yeah, one or two of them had a little bit of lag. One or two of them have a little bit of screen tear. What are you going to have to do? You know what I mean? Yeah, it's a negative, but whatever. I think for the most part, the AC franchise is pretty much golden, right? Watch Dogs 1 is great. Watch Dogs 2 is incredible. The Far Cry games are fine. I think Far Cry 6 is the best for many reasons. But yeah, and then of course, you know, you get Wildlands as well, which is just easily like a top 5 Ubisoft game. I mean, it is absolutely incredible. Again, the story isn't anything to write home about. You're pretty much playing as a bunch of, you know, goofballs in a foreign nation killing crackheads, pretty much. But I mean, at the same time, it's cool because the game allows you to play it the way you want, which is like, oh really? I know every game effing has that now, but you know, back in the day, I guess even before that, but still, it is really cool, right, to kind of approach a mission or even just free roam, right? Like you see a bunch of bad guys at a enemy, you know, base or whatever, you can tackle that however you want. So if you want to do it stealth, right, you can crouch, you can go prone, you can survey the land with your drone and put on a silencer and just shoot guys and ghost out like no one knew you were there, right? Or you could try to do that and F up completely, and then you gotta go loud, right? Or you can just run in like a freaking idiot and just start shooting up the place and killing all the bad guys, right? And then, you know, you risk dying or, you know, having Unidad or whatever. But it was always that kind of risk-reward system that made every encounter and gunfight so good, right? And then, of course, you have all the customization with your people and your guns. Like, if you like Call of Duty or, like, third-person shooters or even first-person shooters, because there is a first-person mode in this when you're aiming down sights, it's a freaking good game. Like, and you can get, like, I got my PS4 disc copy for, like, $10, right? So for $10, I got that, you know, upgrade 4K 60 FPS. I got that for free, and I've never been happier with this game, man. It is genuinely one of the best open world games I've ever played. It's pretty much, you can make it either, you know, a really, really serious, gritty military shooter, or you could just turn it into GTA meets Just Cause and just F stuff up and just, you know, bail out of helicopters and ride your motorbike in the desert and, or, you know, have a firefight in the forest or the jungle. I mean, there is so much going on at any given moment. Even when you beat the game, you know what I mean? Let's say you do everything in the game, you kill El Sueño or whatever, you get all the collectibles, you can still free roam forever and fight bad guys, right? Which keeps the open world alive and makes Bolivia a fun place to not only exist in, but a place where you want to do stuff in, right? You want to go back and keep running around and, you know, even exploring cities or just taking in the view or whatever, just enjoying the atmosphere or going crazy and killing bad guys, you know what I mean? I mean, there's so much variety in this, it's crazy. And the fact that we actually got this update for free, right? I mean, if you think about it, we really got a Wildlands remaster completely for free. Because if we were to get an actual real remaster of this game, right, what would we get? We would get 4K, we would get 60 FPS. That's what it would be, you know what I mean? I mean, maybe you'd have the little XS logo, but that's what it would have to be, and you'd have to pay for it. But the fact that Ubisoft is actually giving us, like, this shit for free, it's so cool, you know what I mean? It's a really, really good business practice for the people that hate Ubisoft, and for some reason, they can't do anything right. It's like, well, you know, we did get Black Flag Resynced, which is an amazing product. We did get a free remaster of Wildlands, pretty much. Breakpoint didn't really get anything. That I really want to play Breakpoint, but it's online only, and they kind of F that all up. But if you do want a good open-world military shooter that's fun, funny, you know, serious at the same time, you can kind of have your own way with that. I think this game is absolutely incredible for that. So thank you, Ubisoft, for giving us that. I was very excited. This was always one of those games that I always wanted to go back to, and I couldn't play it for more than like 15 minutes because the frame or the 30 FPS, there's no motion blur toggle. So whenever you turn the camera, it was like smudge on your screen. So the fact that we have a 60 FPS mode, still no motion blur toggle, but the 60 FPS really kind of takes that blurriness away, and I think they really, really kind of nailed that. So again, I think this is one of Ubisoft's best decisions ever. I mean, we got Black Flag and Wildlands, man, in the same year. That's pretty sick. So, hey, if we get Watch Dogs 1 and 2, man, I'll be freaking happy there. But tell me down below in the comments what you think about Ghost Recon Wildlands 4K 60 FPS patch. Are you going to jump in for the first time? Are you going to keep playing it? Are you going to, maybe re-download it or buy yourself a disc copy? Got to support those discs and the physical media. But let me know your thoughts on all this. Again, if I were to rate the game, I haven't 100% in it, but I'd probably give it like a 9. Right? I think the only thing kind of keeping this game back from a 10 for me is the story. It really isn't that deep. It's just there to be there, right? You really just kind of set loose in Bolivia to just kind of be a cool military Chase McCain guy and, you know what I mean? Just destroy bad guys. But that being said, it is a very fun game, and I think this remaster pretty much, right, for free, is exactly what we needed to make this game more alive and more popular. So yeah, let me know what you think about this down below. Thank you guys, we'll see you in the next video.